There are hidden gems and vintage treasures if you scour the shelves of Goodwill and other thrift stores. You can create unforgettable gifts that anyone would love to receive. So join me today as I share all my tips and secrets on the art of giving thoughtful secondhand Christmas gifts this holiday season. Hello and welcome. My name is Lisa. I'm so glad that you are here thrifting and gifting with me today. I have been thrifting for years and I've found some amazing pieces that have become treasured gifts, from vintage clothing to antique home decor. There's never a shortage of unique finds waiting to be discovered. And the best part, you can often find these gems at a fraction of the cost of what new items would be. As I browse through Goodwill, I'm always on the lookout for items that have that wow factor, a beautiful piece that can be transformed into a thoughtful and unique gift. I always try to keep the individual person in mind, and since they are your friends and family, you should know them well. If they are on your gift list, you should know what they like and what they would love to receive. If you are looking for neighbors, teachers, co-workers, people that you don't know as well, then you can never go wrong with thrifting a vintage or unique container and filling it with their favorite candies, homemade goodies, and don't skip over the books for adults and kids. You can find like new books at Goodwill, and if you know a reader, this is a perfect gift at a fraction of the cost. I spent several weeks browsing and shopping Goodwill and thrift store shelves. Let's head on home. I'm going to show you how I turn my thrifted treasures into beautiful and thoughtful gifts this holiday season. You can make your thrifted gifts as easy or as complicated as you like. This first gift is not only super easy, but it is a great unisex gift. You could give this to anyone on your gift giving list and they are sure to love it. I'm going to show you how to make the cutest little Christmas cookies. You could absolutely make a homemade cookie dough. You could use any flavor, any kind that your heart desires. The holidays are hectic, so we are going easy and using this Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough. And what makes these little cookies so special is that I have this tiny cookie scoop. It turns out the perfect bite-sized cookies to fit into almost any decorative jar. Regardless of whatever cookie dough or recipe you're using, you will want to bake your miniature cookies per the instructions. I did reduce the cook time and kept a close eye on it towards the end to make sure that they were done but not overcooked. That tiny dough scoop made the cutest little cookies. I got 113 cookies out of a 30-ounce roll or tube of cookie dough. And for scale, look at that next to my thumb. You can see how little they are. They are going to fit in almost any container because they're so miniature, but they're also unexpected and cute and a little bit different than your normal sized cookie. Any decorative container or jar will work. I have this Snowman with an airtight lid, which is perfect for keeping the cookies fresh. My friend was about to drop this off at Goodwill in her donations, and she was gracious enough to let me sift through them and pick some things out first. From here on, it's very easy and straightforward. Fill up your jar with your homemade goodies, or cookies in my case. And since he's a little snowman, I thought he needed a red scarf. This would be cute if you had some old flannel fabric. If you were handy and wanted to use some glass paint, you could decorate your jar. You could add an ornament and all kinds of other embellishments to personalize and make your gifted treats extra special. What kind of homemade goodies do you like to gift during the holidays? Let us know in the comments. We all love to hear your ideas. This vintage candy dish is going to be another unisex gift idea. You could give this to anyone on your gift giving list and it would be perfect. We're going to fill the candy dish with M&Ms, but we're going to add a secret surprise in the middle. It should go without saying, but I want to reiterate that all of my thrifted items are cleaned and sanitized. I make sure that my hands are clean and I maintain proper hygiene when working in my kitchen. I want this candy dish to be more than just M&Ms, so I am using some festive red cardstock to create a little tube. I've measured my candy dish, I'm taping the tube, and I'm going to put that down in the middle of the candy dish. This may take you a couple of times of measuring and cutting to get the proper size. You want it big enough to hold your secret surprise. In my case, that is going to be some cash. You also want it to be short enough in the dish that your candy, in my case M&Ms, are going to cover it once you have put the money down into that little tube. Because money can be very filthy, I made sure that I enclosed it also in a little zip bag. Once I get that in the little tube in the center of my candies, I go back in and fill the rest of the dish up, making sure that that super secret surprise is not revealed until they open the jar and start eating their candy. This vintage dish is not sealed tight, so I'm going to use a little bit of tape just to make sure that the lid does not pop off and the candy doesn't spill out. This is probably not the most attractive thing about the gift. I'm open to other suggestions, but I wanted something that would not damage the vintage dish, but also keep it secure while I have it under my tree and before I gift it. I want to embellish my jar, making it a little extra festive. I picked up this decorative pick at Hobby Lobby. Everything right now is 50% off at Hobby Lobby in the Christmas section. This Christmas pick has a wire stem, so I'm able to use that to wrap around the base of the candy dish, and no other attachments are needed. Got some ribbon from Michael's craft store and I'm going to just tie a little bow. I'm using some double-sided stick tape to make sure that it sticks to the top of the lid because again it does not have a ridge and it's pretty slippery, so that double-sided tape helps to keep the ribbon in place. If you are gifting somebody candy, you should know them well enough that if they have a peanut allergy or what their favorite candy is. The person I know happens to love peanut M&Ms, so that was the candy of choice for this gift. But you could use any small candy that would fit in your jar. And so far, these are easy, affordable, thrifted gifts that you can hopefully use this holiday season. One thing you can always find at Goodwill and other thrift stores are decorative baskets. I was attracted to the blue color of this particular basket. You could buy a plant and put the plant down in here and gift that to a plant lover, but we probably all have a wine and chocolate lover in our life that would love this particular gift basket. I don't usually like to give a basket or a gift that is just full of random stuff, but this particular theme basket is ideal for that wine and chocolate lover. To make your gift basket look high-end and more attractive, I always like to use the shredded paper and put some of that in the bottom. You could also use tissue paper and have that fluffed in the bottom and up the sides. You can pick up these small bottles of wine at just about any liquor store or big box store that sells alcohol, and it's the perfect size to tuck down into this little basket. I added some chocolates and truffles, and then I put in a Christmas pick to make it festive. I chose not to include wine glasses. I figure the person I'm giving this to already has wine glasses, so why regift them something that they already have? Concentrate your resources and gift giving on consumable items that they can enjoy, and then they don't have a lot of extra stuff hanging around that they then have to possibly redonate. Of course, I'm going to be a little extra. You could gift this basket just as it is, but I want to make a bow and wrap this up in some cellophane. For anybody that is unsure of how to make a bow, I'm going to show you here. It is so easy. It does not have to be complicated. I like to measure out a length of ribbon and make a loop. Then I make the same size loop on the other side so that you have double loops, and then keeping with that length of ribbon, I just make a loop back and forth until I have 6 individual loops. If you pinch it in the middle, that makes it look a little bit nicer and it holds it a little more secure. You want to leave a tail when you start and a tail when you end. You can cut this at a diagonal, straight across, or cut a V-notch in the ribbon. It is personal preference. This time of year is perfect. I save those twist ties from packaging and particularly from those light strands that you purchase. These make perfect twist ties to secure your ribbon together and then onto your packaging. You could also use floral wire for this, but I am all about reducing, reusing, and repurposing. You can find this clear cellophane wrapping at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. It even is available at Dollar Tree, although you don't get as much on the roll there as you do if you bought it at one of the other stores. You're going to want to make sure you have a big enough piece that the corners diagonally touch and fit your object that you're wrapping in the middle. So test that out before you cut it. After you have measured the proper length and cut it, then just meet those corners up in the middle over the top of your gift basket. Scrunch everything in together. Make sure all of the edges are encompassed. And then tie on that ribbon we just made, and you have a beautiful high-end professional looking gift basket. Again, you could include as much or as little as you wanted into this gift basket depending on the size of the actual basket. You could do a full bottle of wine. This is another gift that could be unisex, so those hard to buy for gentlemen are also included in this video, unlike in my previous 2 thrifted gift videos. This is also the perfect hostess or neighbor gift. At a vendor craft mall when I ran across these acrylic do-it-yourself coasters. They were $3 each. I had the perfect idea to turn these into a high-end designer looking coaster with gift sets. I absolutely love all of the Janore 1735 Oriente Italiano plate and china in all of the colors and patterns, and while they are way out of my price point and budget, I can recreate beautiful coasters that have that magical and fun colorful print of their china. I took a screenshot of the dishes online. I then uploaded them with a white background to Walgreens Photo Center, had them printed. I printed multiple sizes to make sure that I had one that would fit in the center of the coaster. These acrylic coasters are made for needle points and other craft items. I made sure that I measured out using the coaster insert and cut those photos down to size, and then according to the instructions on the packaging inserted them, and look how beautiful these are. These are older vintage coasters. You can also find similar acrylic coasters available on Amazon. You could decoupage your pictures onto the back of them and get a similar look for your own Christmas gift giving. The coasters, just as they are a great gift in and of themselves, but again, I'm going to be a little extra. I am going to turn them into a little gift set using a candle and cupcakes. Of course, you can always make homemade cupcakes, but if you're just needing one or two, these gluten-free options are in the freezer section by the Walmart bakery. They are delicious and look so pretty when you put them in this little individual cupcake container. This is going to keep your cupcake fresh and from getting messed up. Also at Walmart, you can pick up these clear cellophane gift bags in the gift and party section. They are the perfect size to fill with a little bit of shredded paper, slip your coaster down into, and then put your cupcake on top. Tie it off with a pretty ribbon. You can always add a piece of jewelry. You could add a gift card or a cash gift to this if you wanted to make it a little more substantial and raise that price point depending on who you're gifting this to and how much you're wanting to spend. For the second coaster, I'm going to use the same paper shred and cellophane sack, but I'm going to use this heavenly scented candle from Target. This is my favorite holiday scent that they put out every year. I buy them in multiples. They smell that good. And if I love something, I want everybody else to have it and enjoy it too. Again, assemble it with that paper shred on the bottom, your coaster, and then the candle. This makes a sweet little gift for a neighbor, a teacher, a friend, a coworker. And don't be dismayed if you can't find an acrylic coaster set like I happened across. I see beautiful crystal and porcelain trinket trays all the time at Goodwill and thrift stores. So you could pick up a beautiful one like that and recreate the same thrifted Christmas gift, but with a different trinket tray or coaster. We all have someone that has everything they could possibly want and need, and they are super hard to buy for. So this thrifted gift idea is going to be perfect for them. You are going to want to find some pretty decorative containers or vases at the thrift store. I found several different large round ones and then that cut glass creamer. Then you're going to either order online, or if you can find them at your local Walmart garden center, get you these Paperwhite bulbs. You can also find amaryllis bulbs. You can force these bulbs to bloom inside, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to plant them in these beautiful vessels, and then you gift them, and the recipient gets to watch them grow and bloom, and they are so beautiful and look good with anybody's decor. Not only are they low maintenance to grow, they are also super easy to plant. you're going to need to get you some decorative rocks. They are readily available at Dollar Tree, Walmart, or Hobby Lobby. Fill your container up about 2/3 of the way. You want to leave enough space for your bulb at the top to be underneath the lip of the container. My bulbs already have a little bit of a sprout at the top, so it's easy to tell which way is up. You want to make sure that sprout is facing up and secure it down in the rocks. And this is why I like the clear container, so that you can see the bulb and any roots that it grows. Depending on the growing conditions, they typically begin to bloom in 2 to 3 weeks, and the blooms last for 4 to 6 weeks. After I place my bulbs in the rocks, I add a few more rocks around the edges just to make sure they are nice and secure. A pretty plaid ribbon and decorative Christmas pick make it fun and festive for the Christmas holidays. Thoughtful gifts like these Paperwhite bulbs will make this Christmas season one to remember. All of the thrifted gifts can spark conversation and will definitely show that you care, and you can stay within your budget, still gift giving to all of your friends and family, letting them know that they are well loved, cared for, and remembered this holiday season. A bonus is that I hope I have shown you that secondhand and thrifted gifts do not have to be tacky and underwhelming. They can be spectacular and fabulous. They can have a lot of thought put into them, and they can really be a showstopper and treasured gifts under the Christmas tree. That decorative Christmas pick has a wire on the end of it, so it makes it easy to bend it and tuck it into the ribbon, securing it onto the vase. I am going to run out of rocks and not be able to plant and style that largest round container. I am working on more thrifted gifts for you. I will get more rocks and plant and style those bulbs in that upcoming video. So you will want to be sure that you are subscribed and your notifications are on, because I have more thrifted gifts to bring to you. There just ended up being too many to put in one video. Once you have your Paperwhite bulbs planted and your container decorated, then you want to fill up your vase with water to the bottom edge of your bulbs. That should be about to the top of your rocks. You want to make sure that the bottom tip of that bulb is submerged. Couldn't pass up this cut glass creamer. It was $1.99 at Goodwill and is the perfect size for a single Paperwhite bulb. I'm going to repeat the same process, putting a few rocks in the bottom, enough to lift my bulb up off of the bottom and give it the proper foundation to pour that water in. This time though, I'm going to add in a little bit of moss around the top to give it a different look. Tie on a red ribbon and another little decorative pick that I actually cut off of a larger bush of faux greenery. The nice thing about putting the bulb in this creamer is that when the plant is done, you have a creamer to add to your collection. So if you know a vintage lover of dishes, this makes a 2-in-1 gift for them. Thrifting isn't just about finding cheap gifts. It's going to be about finding pieces that are sustainable, that have character, and that have personality tailored to the person that you're gifting it to. By choosing secondhand, you are reducing waste and hopefully giving new life to items that might otherwise end up in the landfill. But it's also giving you the chance to be creative, to really put some consideration and thought into your gift giving, tailoring each gift to the individual. This really does let them know how much you love them. Special thought and time goes into a thrifted gift, and that really does show at the end of the day. And let's not forget the excitement of the hunt. There's nothing quite like the thrill of finding that perfect gift. I mentioned earlier that I already have 2 thrifted gift videos up on my channel. I will make sure those are linked at the end of the video as well as down in the description. So if you are looking for more ideas and inspiration for your secondhand gift giving this holiday season, you can check those out. If you have a favorite thrifted gift find or a great tip for scoring amazing secondhand gifts, be sure and leave a comment below and share that with us. I also appreciate when you hit that thumbs up, and again, subscribe if you haven't already. You don't want to miss that future upload that I have planned for more thrifted gift ideas. Thanks for joining me on this fun adventure as we get ready to celebrate Christmas. Until I see you in that next video, have a blessed and wonderful day.